The views and opinions expressed by our host and guests are of their own opinion and experience and are not representative of their occupations, houses of worship, or any other intellectual property. Athens Avenue is not liable for its audience's adaptation of said experience over the next hour.
Hours are still counting down, brother.
All right, what number?
What is Athens Ave?
113. I'm on
Athens
113.
Ave is a hangout where the body
no,
of
I see
Christ
it.
can come
Nope,
and
I see
wrestle
it.
with our
Yeah.
witness in the
I keep
world
forgetting.
that is becoming
You're right.
increasingly
This is
intolerant
delay.
to our presence, to our position, and most of all, the praise to our God. What is Athens Ave? It's where we give a biblical worldview on life and ministry and seek to courageously respond to it as it's happening. You never know who you might see on Athens Ave. On Athens Ave, you're going to hear gossip in the pew. You're going to hear a fight on in this corner. And on Athens Ave, we'll provide wisdom from the men of Issachar. It's always going down on Athens Ave. Make sure you make it right on Athens Ave.
Hey, hi everybody.
Wow.
Hey.
Look, everybody's looking at their phones. Okay,
Yeah.
look up to the people. Say hello.
People.
I was signaling.
The people are here. Are the people here? Are the
All my people in the struggle.
Did you want to give a shout out real quick? Because you saw your wife say,
Yeah,
hey.
no, I saw my wife. She gave a shout out, so I want to return that shout out. Hey, baby, we up here doing.
What happened to his voice?
We have his voice. I'm telling you, boy.
What happened? He just dropped down on the.
the Lord register.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you a secret.
Yeah. I don't know what show this is, guys. I thought this was the live show for Athens Avenue, but we are here. I have Dr. Pastor, Reverend,
Stop. I don't like all that.
author, Larry
Mr.
L.
Clean.
Anderson.
Don't put my own government out there, all right?
Pastor LA is in the building. What's going on, sir?
Yo, what's up?
Chilling. Then I have to my left,
Far left.
my far.
Far side.
He cutting up.
Cutting up
To my
already.
far left, okay, I have none other than the gated community king, Pastor Brick,
There you go.
aka R
I
Dub.
dub. Hi. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
To
He had
my
trouble getting in.
right. Had trouble.
trouble
Oh,
getting
you
in.
had trouble getting in,
I
but
had
you
trouble
here
getting
now.
But you here.
What's
you
up,
wanna
AB?
ask. What's up, player?
Wait, I'm in my intros.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Do your intro.
All right, and then to my
That
right,
was in control.
I got.
That was.
Look, see, I got none. Didn't he say that he was going to let me be the producer today?
He did say that, but
He-
best lady plans of mice and men often go astray.
Oh, okay. He messing up my introduction for you. So now I got, jeez, I got another. Wait, let me pause. Go ahead.
Hey, Cam, how you doing?
Oh, yeah, you got it? You got
I
it?
gotta let him shout his wife out. But then I got none other than the man who has taught me how to be a better writer, a better student. I'm not even joking. You changed the trajectory of my career when you gave me that
Get deep
seed.
in
It
here.
was all in love.
No, it wasn't love, and I received it in love. I'm gonna tell everybody it was all love. He changed how I studied the word, and he changed how I analyzed the word. So none other
None other.
than
Dan.
the
The.
Doctor, Pastor,
Pastor.
Kyle Canty,
Kyle
also known
Canty.
as PK.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's good to be here.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good to be
Can I
here.
ask you a question?
No,
Oh,
Are there lenses?
no. There's no lenses, guys. It's a part of my swag.
That's her swag.
That's her swag.
Swag.
That's what she do.
I want to shout out Darnell Jackson is in the building.
Go ahead.
What's good, D Jax? What's up, D Jax?
Jax.
Yep.
There we go.
Look, get in the camera. Get in the
There you
camera.
go.
There you go.
There he is.
Our creative director and all those things. He makes sure that our episodes get put together. I had that one piece of hair sticking up, so I had to fix it.
It's all good.
And then I want to say thank you to the owner,
Just want to thank you.
okay, of this lovely edifice. Yeah, I want to say thank you to none other than my big brother. Hey,
There he
KP.
is.
I got. Oh no, you did not. Oh my goodness! And I guess I might as well introduce myself.
Please do.
Does somebody else want to?
Right in that camera. First,
Oh, okay.
Myself.
So my name is. Oh no, we're not doing that today. I'm Pastor Stone, aka Mama Spitfire, and it's good to be here. I'm the producer of this lovely show. Thank you. So. What?
Wow.
Mama Spitfire. Mama Spitfire. We did not. We're not even. We need to edit that out. Okay.
There's no editing.
There's no edit. Oh my God. We're live.
It's in there.
Oh no. Because at first we were talking about the number 34, and I said we can't start. We can't start the show off that way. Now,
No, we can't.
Okay.
We can't. No.
So let's just do a quick icebreaker, right? Because I think some people know, but not everybody knows how we all met. And we want to keep this to 1 minute or less. We're not talking about our love for one another because we love each other. But how did all of us meet? So who has had the longest relationship here?
Me and PK.
Okay, go ahead, talk about it.
You go first. No, you go.
1 minute.
I was living. I
Exactly. You got a minute. Go ahead.
I grew up off 22nd and Allegheny.
25th and Allegheny, the house.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we were going bike ride.
No, this story is not true.
Allegheny Avenue.
This story is not true.
Oh, Pastor A had a bunch. It was a bunch of goons.
That
They
sounds.
stole my bike.
I did not steal his bike.
You know how you never forget a face?
Yeah.
I never forget it. This is back in the 80s.
Yo, he been saying the same lie for 20 years.
I believe it.
You know.
We met at Great Commission Church when he and his wife, we were at Great Commission Church up in Roslyn, Pennsylvania, at Roslyn Presbyterian Church. He and his wife had come to visit, and we met that way. The first thing he did when he greeted me was punch me in the ribs. That's what he did.
That part might be true.
Oh my gosh.
That
Okay,
part-
time. Who's going next? Go ahead, Dr. LA.
All right, so you want me to say how I met R-Dub?
Yeah, that's
No.
fine.
So I met
Lord.
R-Dub at the Men of Valor conference, right? I met R-Dub 3 years in a row. Right? So we went to the Men of Valor conference, and I was a young boy coming in, earring in both ears, had major swag. R-Dub come up to me, Pastor Hopkins introduces. R-Dub was like, "Hey, how you doing? I'm Ricky Wilson." I'm like, "Yeah, all right, how you doing?" I'm like, so year 2, come back, we see him again. He's like, "Yo, that's my man." I'm like, "All right." He go up. He's like, "Yeah, hi, Ricky Wilson."
I remember this story.
I'm like, "Yeah, I'm Larry Anderson." He's like, "Oh, okay." 3rd year, Men of Valor, he come up to me, do the same thing. "Yeah, Ricky," I like, "Yo, player." Like, obviously, I'm not that important to you, so you can stop telling me your name, because mine's obviously don't make a difference. Then he looked at me.
That's how it all started.
He said, "What's wrong with your man?" It's like that. And I was like, I'm just like, it ain't that deep for me. You don't remember me? Like, all right, it's cool. And so that's how we actually
Right
met.
there.
Yeah, I mean, the third.
Okay, but see, but we always
and that's
hear the
actually
story.
a true story.
But we always hear the story. I want to hear the retort. Come on,
Thank you.
R-Dub. I'm going to
And
give you
I
an
have to-
opportunity.
Thank you. I met Dr. LA, as he stated, 3 times. And it was 3 times at a Men of Valor conference.
Right.
And I was consistent at introducing myself. I just want to say how faithful I am and how consistent I was. So you
this
can
corner.
never say
They
that
arguing
I was
already.
rude or
In this
nasty,
corner.
but this is me.
Look at the
How you
camera,
doing?
too.
But I
So
want to
they
make
see
sure
your
I tell
face.
him because
So
now
we've been in this corner for 25 years. Am I right about it?
You got 10 seconds.
we have been in this, and it's been a joy since I met LA. And only the Lord will know the deep love and affection I have for this brother.
Oh, okay. And listen, guys.
And I ain't got nothing but love for him.
Yeah, you already know my story. I met Dr. Anderson.
know
He
my
stole his bike.
story.
I met Dr. LA and Dr. PK. And why are you ringing
Yeah.
the bell in the
Listen,
middle
you gotta
of
go
what I'm
home.
saying?
You gotta go home with her, bro.
He got the bell from
I'm
your
like-
bike.
I'm like,
Maybe he the cat that
He
took your
stole
bike.
the bike.
I ain't nothing to do with that.
choose wisely,
yeah.
Mr. Sessoms. I'm looking like in the middle. Okay, well, we'll just pass.
Go
we don't
ahead.
need to.
So,
No, it's
so
fine.
we were your professors.
Nope, it's fine. So
Uh-oh.
let me ask you the next
Uh-oh.
question.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, let me ask you the next question.
Yes.
Have your congregations been supportive of Athens Avenue? And if they have been, what's been some of their feedback, and have they challenged you guys on anything that you guys have said?
Well, You want me to go first?
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, no, our congregation been very, very supportive. They tune in.
Absolutely.
They faithful. They got subscriptions to the
Look, subscribe,
they
like,
subscribe, share.
We had 253.
Yeah, so yeah, they watch it. Faithfully. They talk about it faithfully. As when you led worship this week, how many people recognize you from the show?
Shout out to Great Commission.
Folks got nothing but love for this show.
Great Commission Church is the church in the city.
In the city.
Philly.
As opposed to the suburbs?
The suburbs.
Yeah,
okay. I just want to
yeah,
make
we're
sure.
in West Oak Lane where we reside. But when I went to R Dub's church, I can tell you they watch it too because I didn't get the great reception. They took in this corner a little too seriously.
Look, CFF is in the house.
When I went over there,
Thank you, Gene.
Gene too, right?
Thank you, Gene.
I had to watch it because there was some looks I was getting. I was like, yo, y'all know I love this dude, right?
Yes.
So you tell me your perspective of your church and how they receive us.
They received it, and one time when we had one discussion, they had asked, were you serious? And was he serious about his perspective? I said he was dead serious about his perspective. You know, he's strong opinion and conviction about his perspective. Yes, but I told them that I'm flexible.
Oh.
And so, yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just not in this corner. When you're in this corner, are you flexible? That's
Yeah,
white. I got a black and white.
My guy said he was flexible.
Right.
Okay.
But it's good because the comments and some of the topics that we have been discussing and sharing in this corner, Mena Vista card and some of the pew ideas have created.
It sounds like he got some animosity.
And one of the things is I get a lot of suggestions from them.
Yeah.
I get a lot of those, put this in this pew, y'all should talk about this on the show. So that tells me that they're watching it, they appreciate it.
Yeah. And Larry, just to clear it up, Dr. L.A. is loved by our church, but when he made that comment,
which comment?
He made a comment in the first
I know, right?
Oh, I think I know what that. Yeah,
Season one
when he came and visited us.
The cars on the lot.
Yeah, he called them an imported car lot, and that
that kind of stuff.
That kind of resonated.
You called it a gated community, though, right?
So, but then as a retort, a response,
was that
I told him about his gated community
Oh,
church.
yeah, you have the gated community.
Yeah, that's what you call it. Yeah,
because you're in the hood, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, no, he got a gate.
A gate around my church.
Yeah. Going moving on now.
Yeah.
The like button is still there. Saints, click it. Yes. Thank you, Darnell Jackson.
Thank you, Darnell.
Like, subscribe, subscribe
and share.
Yes, share. I got that.
Thanks, Gene.
I didn't make that word up. I didn't make that word up. Who made that word up? I don't know. Somebody else made that word up. It wasn't me. Terrell Grice. Shout out to Terrell.
Reds.
Yes, we love God. We love all our pastors and ministers.
That's
and,
Reds.
That's Reds. I see you, Reds.
Thank you, bro, Reds. Okay, so let me just break it up a little bit.
Go ahead.
So we have just some of our favorite episodes. We don't have all the clips, guys, because there's no way in the world that we could unpack all of that. So we're gonna let's just start with one of the In the Pew, because I think we have two for In the Pew. So I don't know. I was surprised that you guys was, even like them. You know what I mean? We're gonna start with Ty. Let's start with Ty, because I think he was very controversial.
Thanks, Sister Lisa.
So we'll go ahead and play the Ty clip for me, please. Please.
I think a lot of pastors were not called to pastor. They just, study, you go to school, and then you just become a pastor, like you become a manager at, Publix or something like that. It's a system. Everything is a system, and systems work with or without God. So I think the institution of church is whack. I think how church is ran is whack. I think the religious system and structure is whack. I don't subscribe to it, even though I grew up in it, I benefited from it. But I learned that God is not the church.
Oh, yeah, you couldn't hear, but that's okay. He was saying that everything was whack because we didn't put in-ears in. It's okay. So this got heated, guys. You only saw a little bit of what we talked about. So if we're brave. If we're brave. Are we brave tonight? Because we're live.
We're live.
I am going to go. I'm going to go ahead
I know.
and just let R-Dub go first. Go ahead, R-Dub.
Well, as I had stated and behind the scenes as well, to say that the church is whacked, especially when you are a beneficiary of this whack church, you got to remember that the church is the bride of Christ. Now you're saying that he has a crazy bride. Now that's not for him to say. And I know he's talking about a structure, but there is no perfect structure. Neither, if he doesn't notice it, there's no perfect structure in his organization of his music ministry. So that structure might be a little whack. But to say the church is whack, I think is a bit deep.
Ardell coming hard.
Okay, so yeah, we're not going to be editing today, so that's what the message is. And PK.
Well, I mean, I agree to a certain extent. I think
Hold your hope. Hold your hope.
Listen. I don't know what that was, but listening to the whole thing, I did get a little more of the gist of what he was saying.
Thank you.
I still have kind of similar view on that, in that he went before an unbelieving audience, primarily unbelieving audience, to air out family laundry. And I thought it was the wrong context to do that, because he's not advancing anything about the kingdom in saying that. I didn't so much hear a kind of an alternate, like, you know, and I think, you know, towards the end of the interview, he kind of cleaned it up a lot. But what we all reference and what most of the public reference is him saying the church is whack, which, you know, I think he went overboard, and I think he misrepresented. I think he misrepresented some stuff. I think he did benefit. He does benefit. His primary audience is the church, and to go into the Breakfast Club and say the church is whack, I think he played.
I think that was whack.
Is what you said. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
go ahead.
So my thing is, I got an issue because don't nobody criticize the church like the church. Amen. And we do it in public spaces all the time, and then we wonder why folks may not want to come, right? And I'm not saying we don't need to examine ourselves and take a look at ourselves, but I think sometimes we forget that social media is just that social. And so conversations that need to take place, like what he said, if that's the way you feel, like he's at enough conferences, conventions, he got enough places to speak to the church, to challenge the church on the aspects that he have an issue with. And that's legitimate. I got issues with the church. When we're doing our communication, our audience is the church audience. We're not doing this, you know, although it's a public platform, we know it's subscribers. The people who's watching are people who are church people. And we are able to discuss the church for the church. But I think, you know, all the time you see on Facebook, everybody want to drop they pithy sayings and everything they want to put on there. You know, it's always criticizing pastors, it's always criticizing the church. Right. And then it's like, why are we not reaching people? Mm-hmm. Well, look what you're doing. You know what I mean? So that didn't help. Breakfast Club, that didn't help. You know what I mean? It's just amazing to me that church folk want to be so loved by secular people.
Amazing, isn't it?
That's my issue.
Isn't that a bar? It's amazing how so many church people want to be loved by secular people.
Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I had a different perspective, guys, because, I mean, much like you, I understood what he was saying. And I agreed with all of you that it was an improper location for him to vent. He should not have been venting with the Breakfast Club. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So we're in consensus. Does anybody have anything to say? I don't see any comments coming up. Are y'all talking back to us at all about Ty? Are they saying anything, KB?
So somebody said Ty.
Said Ty was right.
Oh my God!
Oh my God! That's his thing that he says all the time. Only in the church can people. What's up, PD? Only in the church can people who benefit from an entity critique that entity publicly and still want to prosper. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. Exactly what you're 100%
yes,
correct. Is this the first time that we've seen Just Hair popping in? Now we expect to see you next season.
By different names.
Oh, okay.
No.
He got a bunch of aliens.
No,
he got Kaiser Sose.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I ain't never seen that either. Okay, so Just Hair, I expect to see you next season. All right.
Well, let me ask this question then.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
He's taking over the host.
No, I'm just asking a question.
He does this all the time.
You know, I do it all the time.
Go ahead.
in terms of, and don't get me wrong, you're entitled to your opinion. My question, if I were to be across from Ty, would be, why not have the courage to talk to the person that's over the church structure about the issue instead of talking as a coward to the crowd?
Okay, so did we have any commercials? I didn't give you any commercials.
Well, no, that's cowardly, in my opinion.
The views and
When
opinions expressed by our hosts and guests are of their own opinion and
Thank you.
experience and are not
Let's put that
representative
right
of their
back up again.
occupations, houses of worship, or any
Let
other
it play.
intellectual property. Athens Avenue is not liable for its audience's adaptation of said experience over the next hour.
All right.
You
Thank
have
you.
access to God.
I love it.
Can I add something that,
Yes.
I mean, and I think
No,
it's
go ahead.
something, there is, I don't know, and I could be wrong, I don't know that there is an organization in human history that has been critiqued more.
Then the
than
church. You're right.
And we will survive.
Right.
There will be more critiques. But I think it's really important. I don't know, because I remember when we had the show and we had this clip, there was a question as to whether the gospel was communicated during that show.
Right.
And I
Correct.
forgot the response.
It was.
It was though.
Yeah.
So,
He
okay.
can, he can be. See,
Yeah,
but
it
he
was.
did it after. I really think, and I'm just, I really think he just got caught up in that question. And he just went overboard. He was just like, I do. I don't think that it was something that he had planned to do. I think he just got caught up like, oh, you were asking me that question. And it was a trigger. The better question is, who hurt you in the church?
Yeah.
That's
That
a
is
question.
that is another
Like
question.
Cat Williams. Cat, who hurt you, Cat?
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's
wow.
what I thought I was
Oh,
watching.
whoa.
Part of the problem. Okay. Well, guys, okay. So let's just move on. Let's talk about on the spot, right? So we've had so many. First of all, thank you to everyone who has
amen.
taken their time to meet with Dr. LA and I to, so that we could present you to those who may not know you intimately. We just had a very good season of guests.
Yes, we
So
did.
none was better than the other, but there were some that gave us, that left impactful things, right? That impacted us. So I'm going to
Yes.
go first, right?
Okay.
I'm going to go first this time.
Because you're in control.
You're in
I-
control.
Control. Go ahead, Janet.
Control.
Janet, you do you.
Okay, this is what happens when we get together. But
Yes.
I want to shout out Big Sis Christine.
Mhm.
Okay, I love. Is that yours too?
Yeah.
That's one of yours too. Well, that was one of
Go
mine
ahead, just
too.
Go,
Just go.
But can I?
I keep. Y'all know we live, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
Ain't no editing here. Go ahead.
he wanted to get something off his chest and had I got you, Alex. No, you're right. And had no play and just expressed himself. No, we're still trekking. But I want to shout out Big Sis
Good job.
Christine. She was such an inspiration to me. I loved how shout out to the Pastor's Wives Diaries. You can actually get that from www.drlarryandersonjr.com. Yes, Siobhan agrees with. That's my. Hey, Siobhan. I love her.
You know
She's-
Siobhan?
Yo,
Hey,
we
KP.
live.
We're live.
KP.
We're live.
Well, you just come on, KP. Let them know I'm not new to this. I'm true to this.
Small
Okay.
world.
Yes, there it
There it
is.
is.
The Pastor's
This
Wives
Wives
Diaries.
Diaries.
Go and get your copy. And you know what? You can order it from off Amazon, guys, if you want to go ahead and get that quick shipping. But I encourage you to go to drlarryandersonjr.com and support that way, okay?
that's
Because in Amazon, he sees nothing, okay? So we want to edify the body in that. But anyhow, she did such a wonderful job. And I was just impressed with her ability. She just like wooed me. I don't know if that's a good word. She was eloquent in her speech. And she actually encouraged me to stay focused on what my assignment is, not just with the women, but just in ministry, right?
Right.
Because I do hold a different position than a lot of the women that I come in contact with
Right.
as a pastor, right? So I just wanted to shout out Big Sis Christine. Yes,
Awesome.
I
Good
have
job.
others, but I'll just do that. Who wants to go next?
I got.
Oh, you back in charge?
Nah. She
No, I said who wants to go next?
All right.
Yo, can we?
Oh,
Hey,
why does it have to be
I don't know why I got to be animosity. I
Why
just
does it have to be back in charge?
I'm
with
just-
his
I'm just trying to be sensitive. I said,
Can I go? I can go.
All right, go ahead, Kate.
Just
Go
to
ahead.
break up the
Go
tension.
ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I didn't know
BK.
was tension.
BK is gonna go.
No, I thought since she took my the person I had,
You could
I had
also-
written down here, Jerome Thomas.
Oh, okay.
Who's a captain.
Inspector.
Inspector. He's
That's
promoted.
above. That's above a captain.
That's above a captain.
No, I thought just listening to this brother goes to Great Commission Church and just recognizing him, seeing him through the years rise through the ranks. And what impressed me mostly about that interview was hearing his heart and hearing his care for the city of Philadelphia and the desire to see lives change, that neighborhoods change, to really see our kids survive. And so just hearing his heart on that interview and knowing that there was this local hero, someone that we know and we see every Sunday, but hearing his heart was incredible. I thought he was an excellent guest.
Love that. And the mic.
Good.
Cool.
Good.
All right, come on, Doug.
All right, thank you. Well, I had two, but I'll just.
Interesting.
Yeah, too.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Just keep it brief, okay?
I'm gonna keep it brief
Go ahead,
because I
brother.
thought
Whoever
I
you
had
Say whatever you like.
I was impressed with AB's testimony. I was very, and I appreciate his transparency
Legit.
because not all brothers can be transparent. But he was very transparent about his conversion, transparent about his illness and the struggle, and then to see what the Lord did with him and bringing out his music.
Oh,
I thought that was phenomenal. And to see a believer on the victory side while they're still in the struggle. And it was great to hear and see. So as I put in the comments, AB, you're a blessing to the kingdom.
Amen.
Thanks. We actually all loved that last episode. Was amazing.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Dr.
So it's
LA.
easy to say my brother.
Okay.
You know what you said, so it's all good. But I really appreciated probably just those who cared about the next generation. Judith was doing that. Stan Williams was on that. You know what I mean? I appreciated that. Even my frat brother when Bays was on there talking about introducing his kid and wanting to start a school for them. Appreciated that. But I'm into that apologetics. And us being educated. So obviously Eric Mason, coming
shout
on.
out to Doctor. Yes.
Coming on and
For sure.
dropping that knowledge about being educated and being able to defend your faith, I thought was critical as well. So I thought that was good. And then, again, Jeff Brown, that's my man.
Okay, so we liked everybody.
We liked everybody.
As a commissioner,
everybody.
as somebody who I had as a student who took the missional thing seriously. And
Living it out.
Living it out.
So yeah, man, like
Who's in your cohort?
He was. That's my brother.
I don't know if I named everybody, but yeah.
I think you did. I think you went down the whole list.
I think you went no. Yeah, so we did.
Okay, can he finish his without the interference?
Whose meeting is this? Whose meeting?
I'm just saying because I was listening to him and I kept.
So guys.
So I love that guest this season. I'm gonna say that I love that guest. I mean, but I love that guest every season. Let's be clear. But I really enjoyed what what they brought to the table. It was really enlightening. It wasn't just an interview. It wasn't just a guest. It was something that I really felt that our audience appreciated as well as myself.
Absolutely.
Legit. We loved everyone.
Loved
you know
them
what I
all.
mean? We really loved everyone. It was a good time. And we learned from all of the guests. So it was like awesome. All right. Now I'm gonna save that question.
Here's something. I'm sorry.
What's up?
Go ahead.
What you listed.
To Psalm 30. Oh, okay. I actually looked it up. I think it does. The Song of David and Sister Robin from Great Commission Church.
Okay.
Good job,
Great
Robin.
Commission, they know their
Their Bible.
I know their Bible.
I don't want to call the Breakfast Club the wicked per se, but
right.
application can be made.
applied.
I'll say that application can be made.
Yeah, I was like,
That was
okay. Let me see. Let's go to another clip. We're gonna go with the theological dudes, the deep dudes, as AP calls them, and that's APEST.
Yes.
APEST.
Those things we call it APEST. You and I recognize that APEST, APEST, that was given to the church so often. you have a pastor that may be gifted in one of these areas, but not any other four, and he doesn't have a plurality of leadership that brings those other things to the table.
When you bring up Ephesians 4 and that whole the list of those giftings that Jesus gave the church for the work of ministry to build up the church to maturity, an apostle, someone with an apostolic entrepreneurial spirit and understanding and gifting. When you have someone that is a prophet, an evangelist, a shepherd, teacher, and you have that mix within a church, then it's running on quote unquote all cylinders.
Yes.
That's wild.
Yes. And
I know that's right.
Okay,
I can. So listen, that was actually Minute Issachar is my favorite segment.
Nah,
Oh, that's your
listen.
favorite segment.
That's your favorite segment.
Well, on the spot, it's my favorite segment. But we're talking about MOI right now.
Right.
And I just want to unpack that, right? Because not a lot of people understand all of those things. Like some pastors feel like they need to be all of those things. And no, okay? That's not what it is. So let's unpack that theologically, deep dudes.
Well, Ephesians 4, talking about that apex, the apostle, the prophet,
Evangelist,
shepherd, and the teacher.
Mhm.
And different individuals have different gifts and different strengths. And when you have a one-man show, pastoral solo, and they're trying to be all of those things, they're going to lack some things, and so we really talked about it's overwhelming to be in opposition. But to be in opposition and not make disciples and not have a leadership team and others who are gifted in ways that you're not, in order to edify the body, to build them up till they mature in the faith, that's going to be a very difficult challenge.
Question. I love what you just said. So that means you have to be self-aware as a pastor, shepherds, right? When you are not strong in certain areas. And what you also said was it was okay to reach out to other people to help you.
Absolutely. But not just aware, humble enough.
Humble. Oh, I like that word even better.
Yeah.
Some of us are too prideful to recognize, like we're not shepherds, or we're too prideful to recognize that we're not apostles. We won't start nothing, or, we're not evangelists. Like we don't have these certain gifts. And instead of being grateful for somebody who has a gift that's different than ours and allow them to exercise that, we minimize that part of it because we don't have it. And a body suffers because of it.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And I think a big part of what we hope that people would take, or leaders, if they watch that or understand APES, is the reality is that, man, we are operating as a church on just a reduced power potential, like the unleashing of the APES, that there are individuals within our churches with the apostolic leaning. They like to start stuff. They're entrepreneurial, they're prophetic. They love to declare, and these are your spokesmen. They see the culture. They can speak to it. Evangelists. But we tend to focus exclusively and heavily on shepherd and a shepherd and teacher. And I think we're missing some things. And I'm grateful for, just even having that understanding. Like previously, I would ignore something like APES, like, that's something that, ultra charismatics are involved in. And the reality is that, God has gifted these roles, these gifts to the church for its advancement, for its multiplication. And if we're not embracing and really recognizing those gifts and letting those gifts flourish and breathing on those gifts, then we are missing out as a church. And it may account for why we're not reaching our nation, our communities, and why we're not growing, why we're receding as a church, particularly in the West, in the US, because we have not embraced APES, those 5 giftings. And so I think we had a really good conversation talking about that, and we've been able to, even in our own fellowship, recognize individuals on our pastoral staff that have those giftings and let them flourish
in those places.
Love it. What do you want to say about that in your church?
Well, in my church, we are limited. It's not because of the people. And I've looked at it when I was looking at the Ephesians pastor, it would be because of the pastor. So we have to do a restructuring because
You're the pastor, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to
He
be
was talking in the third person.
Oh, he's talking in the third person.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's talking about himself.
Yeah, because I was like,
Yeah, I'm talking in the third person.
All right, look to the people.
All right, and so the limitation is that when you take on the whole thing, you own it, and it becomes burdensome. And I can understand and identify with the heavy weight.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And so I think the sharing of that load is significant because when you share the load, then you can. Now I'm just talking about sharing the load with the authority that goes with it, so that they can make decisions and they can mess up and fix up and all that other stuff.
Amen.
I think that's important. So as a pastor, I would say for me, I dropped the ball in some regards.
But you can pick it up.
But you can pick it up.
Oh,
And
definitely.
I'm
Owning it is
still
half the
growing.
battle, though.
I'm still
Absolutely.
growing
G.I. Joe.
in that thing because I don't have an edifice. I'm completely online,
Mm-hmm.
Completely.
and I don't have people. I mean, I have one, but
Right.
I'm watching you guys do
Well,
well
bless you.
or not successful. Not saying it's not successful,
Right.
but learning. Oh, I need to do better than that. So continue to be teachers. Yes, I love this. Do we have any questions from people watching? I love this lesson. I love this. I think I saw Rena. We all need a pest. See what I did? Don't put Darnell Jackson's up there, okay? I still didn't get my introduction out. So, maybe I'll go back to that.
Wow.
Oh, I won't forget.
No. Okay.
I got a brain.
It got chilly over here for a
I know they
second.
call it the book called it theological deep dudes, but man, the truth is, we have such a love for the church and such a desire to see the church healthy. The subjects that we talk about, we truly try to build in the church. We try to be so transparent, and helping the church grow in various areas, not claiming to be experts in any of them, but being aware and growing and challenging and trying to be that, I think is so important.
Right. No, you're right.
For the church, to really get that, to see that. And I think it takes a burden off of an individual. Even on Sunday, even preaching, having 5 different preachers with 5 different styles, is a blessing to me, to the body.
Right.
To not have to hear one person, one style all the
hear
time.
you every Sunday.
Every Sunday. You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
God.
Like, it's a burden for me every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
For real. And I think it's a blessing for the body. But it takes a level of humility
Right. To be able to do that.
to share
To share the load.
pulpit with others, with other styles, and embrace those styles,
Right.
encourage those styles.
Legit.
Legitimate.
Versus trying to make them all little U's, you know what I mean?
Oh.
But we all can't handle little U's. And we just grateful that
Go
you
ahead.
share
What you
that.
gotta
No,
say?
I'm
What
just
you gotta
saying.
say, PK? You got something to add? KP? I always do that.
What's up?
Uh-oh.
What advice? Hey, Kevin. So, what advice would you give a leader who is struggling? Oh, that's so good. With
Good one.
implementing the APES. Okay. That's actually a good question.
That's a good question.
I think the first thing I would say is to be patient with the people, because I mean, we sometimes think that change is easy, but change is extremely difficult. And I think even if you are within a more traditional context, you're going to have to slow walk folks into an understanding. And it may just start simply with praying and teaching around the topic, and really just trusting the Holy Spirit to really change hearts and transform individuals to understand that this is really the pattern, the way that God wants to move within His church, and this is how the church advances. This is how the church multiplies. This is how the church gets healthy. And so I think, there's some tons of resources out there that talk about the APES. I mean, you got a survey where you can actually take an APES test.
Oh, you can? Okay,
yeah.
so here's what we'll do.
Resources.
Because I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What I'll do after this is over, I'll go through and I'll edit the description of this live video, and we'll put some of those resources in there. Because I didn't know there was an APES test.
Oh, there's
much like a
absolutely.
spiritual, much like a spiritual gift
It's an
test.
assessment.
Yeah, an assessment.
Yes.
Okay, I understand that.
The
Okay.
individual that has done a lot of work on that is Alan Hirsch. He's done a ton of work, and a lot of some of his books. Michael Frost. These guys have done a ton of work on resurfacing or bringing to the forefront that whole APES. I mean, they're just really going back to the scriptures and
Right.
fleshing it out.
Fleshing it out.
And you saw Siobhan posted that is really a culture change. And you're right.
Right.
It's a shift from the norm, but you also need leaders to be able to ask those questions, to do the research, to be humble enough to start implementing those things, and to be like, I may just be the shepherd and you are the apostle of the house.
Right.
But again, even with that, like so many people want to have like that shepherding relationship with their pastor. But if their pastor don't have that shepherding gift, they look at the pastor as being standoffish, not realizing he don't have a shepherding gift. He's a teacher.
He's
or
a
he got that
teacher.
prophetic gift. Like that
That's
prophetic
good.
gift. Yeah, I see what needs to be done. And I'm going after it. I see the losses. I'm going after it. I'm not the hugger, cuddler, spend time and walk you through it. But I need somebody to do that.
Right.
So you need a staff, you need deacons, and you got to make sure that they're being shepherded. But the idea that it has to happen from this one person that has to have all of those gifts. So you want them to be the great teacher. You want them to see the future. You want them to start something new. You want them to walk you through. Like to do all of those things, no one person have that gift.
And you need to have the bullhorn.
And when the church can accept that, then you can stop trying to pretend that you can be that.
Right.
So we need the church to accept it so we can stop pretending that we are it.
Right.
I like that.
Hey, so I like what you just said. If you can expound on this. And I like what you said. So when you think of shepherd, right? And you think of sheep, you don't think about like a ton of shepherds with a flock of sheep.
Okay.
You kind of see that individual. And I'm hearing what you said. How much responsibility is it on the members to achieve what most people are looking for from the shepherd that's not the kumbaya and shepherd? Like you said, I like how you open that up. Like, I'm not the cuddly, like whatever type, but how do you accomplish that if the main leader doesn't have? Do you have to staff people to do it? Or do we say, y'all see each other in the pews? Comfort ye one another.
Yeah, well, again, that's excellent. Excellent.
That's the teaching
what
mode.
do
That's the teaching discipleship mode.
And that's my point. My point is, if you may not have a staff in the beginning, and it may have to be one another.
Right.
But if you have the staff, if you have those who had a shepherding gift on your staff, or if you have that with your deacons, who has it? You got it. It's your job to find it for them. And help them, get what they need, that accountability, that nurturing. But it doesn't mean it has to come from you.
Right.
But you can direct and orchestrate it to make sure that it's actually happening.
Right.
I think the problem is when we only want it from that person and we demand it from that person, that's when you have it get thrown off. Because they're not working in their giftedness.
Right.
And I think just to add on, because I think we even discussed this, I don't know if it's this season or past seasons, but the health of a church, the health of a pastor, the detriment of believing that you can do everything that is expected of you will leave you in the grave, will leave you in the hospital, will leave you bitter. It's an unhealthy situation. And the reality is that I believe, and the whole idea behind this whole APES piece and this gifting piece is that the church is not a spectator sport. The church is not a spectator sport.
We participate?
We've all been, but I think, when we talk about
believers, absolutely.
Christendom, we come, we observe, we critique, we sit back, and we kind of enjoy as if we're in a theater, but we're not in a theater. We are missionaries.
Right.
And when we embrace that missionary culture, that context, then I think we'll see some different things just going along with that.
Well, listen, I got to cut this off, guys, because
it was good.
This is what happens when we really unpack with the theological dudes.
I'm telling you.
I don't know what.
So I'm gonna go to. Let's go to the funeral. Yeah, the
Funeral. Oh wow.
Let's go to the funeral.
Oh no, I don't want to go to a funeral.
I know that's right. You think that these non-church people who never go to church when they're alive, but want to be carried in the box, should have their funerals in your church?
Please don't judge my heart. Just hear what I'm saying. All my life, I didn't want to have anything to do with church. My life was in the street. My life was in the club. My life was in the lodge. I believe it should be where you hung out the most. Why not have it at the club? Why not have it at the lodge? Why be a hypocrite in the coffin?
Oh, so what the issue is that we're not playing the volume here. So that clip, I can hear it in my ears, right? So in that clip, Art Dove said, well, if you done lived your life in the club and if you done lived your life on the corner, why not have your funeral where you lived most of your life? So that was his side. Like, I don't understand why you got to have your funeral in the church. Talk about that. Why was that your position?
Well, my reasoning for this, because there's a lot of expectation that people bring that every funeral has to be in the church. It's almost to say that if the individual didn't want to be in church all their life, it's now time to get them before the pearly gates, and that the angel of glory going to let them in. Now, we have to understand, as body of believers, we use the opportunities for evangelism, but I think what we need to tell people that if your family member didn't want to have anything to do with Jesus, why not have the funeral at the hall, the lodge, Moose. I'm saying you can preach the gospel there as well. It can be evangelistic, and I'm just saying, we think that there's
evangelistic lodge, the Moose Lodge.
Yes, it can be, because the gospel travels. That's why the book of Acts is written. The gospel travels well. I'm telling you, because like when you go to Cancun, you should take the gospel with you. When you go on a cruise, take the gospel with you. The gospel travels. And I think that when a person believes that, hey, they don't want to have anything to do with Jesus, the family needs to respect their wishes.
Bring out the alcohol.
I'm telling you.
Bring out the alcohol.
If they want to do
funeral.
at the I'm just saying.
Okay,
I'm just saying. That was just my thought.
Okay, on the dance floor. Yes, Robin, we're on the dance floor.
Or the dance floor.
We're on the dance floor in the funeral. But then Dr. L.A., he said, oh, no. Oh, Jeanette. Now, I never seen this name before. What's up, Jeanette Sly? Good to see you. That's my sister. Oh, my goodness. I would love to see a funeral in the club or at the corner. Well, guess what? We did it already on the episode. I already showed them the clip at the guy standing up in the club while everybody was partying. But go ahead, Dr. L.A. Why do you think it's necessary to have it at the church?
Well, for me, as I shared back then, and because this is one of our reflections, the funeral is not for the dead; it's for the living.
Okay.
And it doesn't matter what they did in their life. You're trying to reach their family, their friends, and trying to help change the trajectory of their lives. So, it's not. You can't do it in the club or wherever you want to go. If they want to do it there, they can go do it there. But I would allow them, unbelievers or unchurched, to have it in the church just for the opportunity to share the gospel with them. So many people, only time they ever actually come into a church
it's in a funeral.
It's for a funeral or a wedding.
Yeah.
Right?
100%.
And so I can tell by how people come in, how they dress, how they smell, all of the
When you say how they smell, what do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
No, we're not unpacking that. No, we're not. We're going to go ahead and put the producer hat on.
They bring their outdoors with them.
Okay.
And
how they speak.
Every aspect of it. But to me, that's the field. That's the mission field. As I done shared many times, I have never seen more hands go up to accept Christ than at funerals. And normally funerals of those who are lost and those who've been murdered. That's when I've seen the most conversions take place. So they would be welcome still where I'm at.
Right. And I'm not saying they're not welcome. I'm just saying respect the wishes of the deceased, because you're to speak eulogy, to speak well of the deceased.
Challenge it.
And so if you can frame the sermon that would, if it's in the club, on the street, the basketball court, wherever, you can.
So now you burn them on a basketball court?
Well, I'm just not burning them.
No, burying.
We're not burying. We have a service.
on the basketball court.
I'm just saying.
Y'all know what I mean.
I'm not putting the heathen in heaven. All right.
Oh, I know you're not, because we know that you'll be preaching like
I don't care where they live and how they live. I'm not going to take them to glory.
Can I just say one thing?
Oh my God.
Can I just say one thing? I think, I was going to say that. I think there's good arguments on both sides.
Oh my God. On both sides.
Okay, so listen.
I'm hanging out with it. I might not get
So
that.
listen. So we're just gonna say boo to that, and all of our insiders know exactly what that means. Okay. Yes. Okay. Look like he ain't backing down. He going deep. Yeah, like the basketball court, like the nerve of him. AB. Okay. So listen.
Yeah.
I have a question. Right. This came from. I agree with you before, and I agree with you now, Pastor. That's
Eugene
let me
Cunningham.
tell
Go
you something. Is that your your personal
Yeah,
assistant?
that's
Your executive assistant?
yeah.
No, she's
That's
a
his
member,
number one
faithful member of the
fan.
church.
It's unnormalized to have a funeral anywhere else. What do you mean by unnormalized?
See?
What do you mean anywhere else? Anywhere else other than the church, Alex?
Yeah. Well, they're
That's what
funeral
people
homes.
are greedy to have the funerals most of the time, and they never challenge.
Ooh, go ahead.
Challenge the position, and especially if it's a eulogy for the deceased.
Mm.
By default, we want to now bombard the church and run the rules on the church.
Mm.
Preachers get so happy for the crowd. Oh, bring them on in.
Mhm.
Have the
Uh-oh.
discussion and at least challenge it is the step point of evangelism to get the mindset in the right place. Not just somebody died. Bring them on in here so I can preach.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
Well, I don't know who those are.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know.
I don't know nobody running looking for opportunities to preach.
Yeah, yeah.
do we have another contestant? We're in this corner. Wait, now you gotta put up the intro.
Something,
Okay.
hey, something tells me that this is passionate for him.
Oh my God.
I've seen it, and I've seen better outcome and challenging. It gets to the end result, like you're saying.
Mhm.
Those hands lifted aren't the Atlanta preacher New Year's service.
Oh,
You know,
Jesus.
Mhm.
150 gave their life to Christ
Oh, Lord.
off of walking out. Sorry, but anyway.
Mhm.
We talked about that on the show
Yeah,
too.
we did that.
We did
Yeah.
What I'm
that.
saying is, funeral services and Easter services, the emotion stands before the evangelism most of the time.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And you can't fix all of that in that 1 hour service.
Hey.
When you got a body to grief, pulls people into a God that they don't understand because they're still wrapped around the grief.
Well, to echo your point,
use it as an opportunity.
you use your opportunity, but see, then what happens, and no offense, when you have some funerals.
And then I'm cutting this off because we have to finish the show.
No,
Okay.
because sometimes there's a reopening of the casket, so the message in some cases go out the window with the reopening.
That's another episode.
Yeah,
Okay,
right.
okay, I'm gonna
Maybe
stop.
maybe
Okay.
that's next
This is
week.
getting morbid.
Time
Should
out.
there be a second viewing?
Yeah,
That's next. That's
we're
next
going to talk
season.
about this next season because you know we on time.
But now we love people, everybody. We're just discussing.
Okay, so
Thanks. Yeah. I don't know what that is right there.
all right. Well, we
know
might as well
somebody-
keep it going. We did in this corner. Let's do the last. Let's do my bad for in the pew.
Oh,
Let's do what?
My bad
Uh,
for in this pew. In the pew. I always want to say in this pew. Sorry, I was.
Here's my bad.
But your dad had an affair and you came out of the affair. I want to publicly apologize to you because sometimes it's not right when fathers have children out of wedlock. I don't care nothing about what nobody watching me. I'm saying to my daughter, I take full responsibility. I want to repent to my wife for even the situation coming about. But today I need to be free. I was young and didn't know how to handle it. I'm not ashamed of anything. But as long as my wife, parents, and my daughter forgive me, I feel free.
I was choking because we were laughing. So the reason why I chose this particular clip was because you know what? I wanted to know. I felt like I don't have an opinion. I know that's weird, right? Because I know.
you chose this clip because you don't have
No. I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear their opinions. Okay, I thought that I didn't really. Here's the thing: there's a time and a place for everything, and I did not think that was the time and the place to do that. That's my opinion. I did not believe that it was the time and the place to do that, but I also understand when Holy Spirit. She said, "What was that?" I know. Yeah. Okay. So I was trying to explain, but
Go ahead.
anyway, go ahead. Somebody else, give me your opinion.
Yeah, I
Go
think
ahead. Go ahead, PK.
No, I'm trying to remember when we looked at that clip. like I think what this pastor's doing is what he's doing is the right thing. He's calling out his sin.
Okay.
And he's repenting publicly from my observation. Mm-hmm. But I think it's the wrong context. I think things like that.
Now, hold on a second. Now, you see this? Hold on a second. Now, normally when we are recording, Dr. Anderson is making sure that he is keeping up on the score. Now, did this man in the middle of our live show,
yes, he did.
I don't care if it's your brother, tell you
man.
that the Bills tied it 1-1 and we trying to unpack this man's emotional testimony? Well, thank you, AB. Go ahead.
No, what I was saying is it sounded like he's being genuine. He's repentant, but because it's like, give your family an opportunity to respond the way that they're going to respond. You can do that in private because you've wronged them. You've admitted that. That's a conversation that can be had later, but you need to first go to them privately and share with them, look, this is what I've done. I'm repentant. Can you please forgive me? When you do it in front and that's the first time you're disclosing that type of information, it seems performative. And it just reeks of, I'm doing this and now the camera's on her and the daughter, the wife and all. Like, are you going to forgive them? You should forgive. Give these people time and some privacy. It's a respect thing, in my opinion.
All right, because I know.
Well, I have a interesting. Now I'm gonna preface what I'm about to say, because we don't have the full clip, and we have unanswered questions.
You're right.
I'm like what PK said, and that is, I would have preferred him to address that in private, the whole thing. To get up and say that I'm not ashamed about that, that tells me then you're not really repentant here when you're going to say this, because whether you had a child out of wedlock, fornication is sin. You should have some. If you're going to repent about something, you repent. All right. But my problem with it is you did it publicly. You put your family on the spot, you put the young lady on the spot, your daughter, you put the church on the spot. If anybody, this is where Ty should talk about something being whacked. This kind of thing. Well, no, you need
He's
to.
going at Ty.
You know what I'm saying?
You got a problem with Ty tripping.
No, I'm saying.
No, I think you got a real problem.
This thing should have been a
you got with Ty tripping.
This thing should have rolled back to the family and it should have rolled back to the family to have a private conversation. And then the question I have: what counseling, what discipleship is going to take place for complete healing? Because you done opened up something.
You opened it up.
And, now you got the church feeling a certain kind of way. And then some, you got a lot of stuff going on.
Well, we knew Gene was going to agree with you. Shout out, Gene. I haven't met you yet, but I know that there is going to be support.
Good job,
There's
Gene.
going to be support.
I think that's a good question.
Social blackmail.
Are you not going to forgive me? I did it publicly. Now
yeah, that's what that is.
Question.
Yes, that's what it is.
I agree with that, PK. Okay, so everybody's agreeing. What did you want to add your last thing when I move on? Because we're at 9:03.
Well, again, as I said with him, if it's a public situation, it need to be a public confession. But even if their confession was planned, I think instead of wherever his wife was, wherever his daughter was, they should have been standing with him.
Right.
And go ahead and deal with that. You know what I mean? Deal with that and apologize to her publicly, your daughter publicly. He said, I'm not ashamed, but he been denying her for all her life. That's what it seems like based on the clip.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, he been denying her all her life.
Is agreeing with you.
And now he's no longer denying her. No longer is he living in shame. But I mean, we don't know if his repentance is genuine or if it's performative. So it's hard to just really go all in on that type thing. It's nasty. He nasty. Situation nasty.
Right.
And I think the confession was nasty too.
And then everybody's hurting.
And not the confession was nasty.
It was all
Let me
nasty.
move on, guys. Okay. I never know what we're going to say.
It's all
you
nasty.
should imagine Darnell Jackson trying to edit this stuff backstage, y'all. I'm telling y'all, oh my goodness. Okay. What would you do? We have 2 more questions, guys, and we're wrapping it up. So if you don't have any questions in the audience, we're about to head out. What would you do if money was not an object? Wait, I'm not done. Would you still pastor?
I don't think that.
Is that the question?
No, yeah.
That's not the question.
I don't think that was
That's the question.
Oh, it is?
Okay.
Oh, I changed it?
Well, it was the last part.
That was the last part. That was
It's money.
scary.
Oh, I added that.
Money. I ain't working for the Lord.
That's what that sounds
I thought that was the question.
Because I want to know where the money at.
Right.
No. If they had a limited income, did I ask it incorrectly?
If money wasn't an issue.
If money or time wasn't an issue,
Oh, okay.
what would you be doing if you weren't a pastor?
Oh, if you weren't
Not like
a
if I
pastor.
have a lot of money, I'm not.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's what I was like, yeah, like, okay, all right, okay. So if we weren't pastoring,
I asked the wrong question.
What would
Thank
we
you for
do
clarifying.
differently?
Also, I'm not saying that money and time are a requisite for being a pastor. I'm just saying in your
'Cause surely.
imagination.
Right.
What
In your
What other thing
imagination.
would you be doing?
Okay, I understand that question.
Got it.
Okay, sorry guys. So everybody heard you, I think. You gonna repeat it one more time for the people in the back?
We good.
Go ahead.
We good.
Y'all got it?
I think you
Okay.
guys got it.
Okay, go ahead. Who wants to go first?
I would be teaching, researching, writing.
Legit.
Yeah, I that's what I would be doing. That's what
I would be doing the exact same thing because I love to educate.
Mhm.
He's where the money at? Yes. But I would be on vacation.
Oh.
Let's do that. I will be teaching and educating abroad. Okay. We will be on Zoom. We will be on YouTube. Hello. Because
Yeah.
money is not an object. So I just need to put that out,
Put
in
the
the, out in
Zoom.
the atmosphere just in case.
Money's not a thing.
Money is not a thing. Go ahead.
I'll be doing everything that I'm currently doing.
Awesome.
I love it.
Except passion. If I wasn't passionate, I'd be doing everything that
else.
everything that I'm currently doing
But
is what I
passion.
would be doing. I just wouldn't be passionate if passion is not
Not
Right.
one of the
80% if I
options.
wasn't passionate. Yeah.
Okay. I
Says
would.
the busiest man in the entire
I mean, but that's why I'm busy.
Yeah.
Because I write, because I teach, because I help healthy churches,
Right.
because
and
I
unhealthy
work with all the
churches as
nonprofits.
Right.
Right. Everything that I'm doing is
Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead. R-Dub.
What a man. What a man.
He's
What a
perfect.
mighty
Anyway,
good man.
What a mighty good man. But I
Yes,
would
he
probably
is.
be an accountant, CPA. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Be an accountant.
That's what I am. That's my profession. Really?
Yeah, I got an accounting degree, and that's what I would be. I would be,
The reaction to Sawyer's initial, it was hilarious because I asked
Yeah.
it incorrectly, Shamara. My bad.
Yeah.
I was like, where the money at?
Yeah, that's my bad. I did.
I would be
So you
counting
would be an
somebody's
accountant?
money.
I love that.
Yeah.
Come work for me. Or with me.
Oh, I'm still pastoring.
What was your next question?
The next question.
We're doing a job.
Okay, so do we have? Listen, guys, we're about to close out. We want to thank you. We want to
Thank
say
you.
thank you. Of course, we're going to let Dr. Anderson do the last bit of thanks, right? Because this is his brainchild. This is his baby. He has hand selected and hand chosen everyone that is here, including the guests, guys. Like the amount. Let me shout him out really quick and
Yes.
give him his flowers while he's here because he
While he's
doesn't like
alive.
being
Oh,
put
you
on the
sound like my
spot.
sister-in-law.
Okay, yeah, he
She
doesn't
give
like
out
to be
flowers.
doesn't like to be put on the spot. So you have to be quiet when I'm doing this.
Please be quiet.
Okay, thank you.
I guess she's in control again.
Okay,
right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah. So I want to just say that what he just said, doing all of that work and everything that he said he would do, he is as intentional with this as he is with everything else in his life. When he comes for his MOIs and for his ITCs, he has his notes prepared. He is like he has studied. He is the best host that I could ever work under and I could glean from. And he is a very, very good example to how we should just live our life in general. He's just very intentional. And so I want to shout him out because he's not going to do that for himself. So Dr. LA, thank you for being an awesome boss, even though you don't like to hear that. You are the boss. And for being an awesome host on Athens Avenue. We would not have 3 successful seasons if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, man.
Helping to pick the topics, but also bringing us guests that we may know or that we may not know. Like, that's all in his brain, guys. So I just want to give you your flowers while you're here. Is it uncomfortable, or should I make it more uncomfortable? Should I
Very
stop?
uncomfortable. Please
Okay,
stop.
I'll stop. So go ahead, PK. We'll give you. You want to say anything, and then I'll
Not
ask
about
my last
me.
question. No, you can say whatever you want to
Okay.
say.
No, I thought this season, and we're reflecting on
go
the season.
ahead.
The
Yeah,
season has been incredible. I think we have, and I'm just talking for myself. I think we have hit our groove as a group. I think we've grown to know each other. The way that we interact with one another, we can almost probably sometimes finish each other's sentences. Like I
just did it.
Yeah. we can kind of do that. And I think when you get to that point, it becomes more fun. Like, it's been fun, but it becomes more fun even thinking about like the fall, like what topics, and just even thinking in terms of like, what haven't we touched? What can we touch?
Right.
You know, as we think about the future of the show, and to me, that's exciting. So I just say congrats to everyone on completing season 3, and looking forward to what's in store this fall.
So disciplined is what I think she meant in all of his work. Yes, Kim. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Big bro. Shout out. Come on, R-Dub, because I like to give him the last.
I appreciate it. I just want to
Not
echo.
you. I was saying LA, but you're next. Look at the camera.
Okay, let me. I'll just look at you.
He always looks at us. Look at the
But
camera.
I just want to look at right
That
here.
one.
Let me look at you.
Let me look at you.
I'm at this camera. I want to first say in the words of Sister Sonia, I want to share
scored 7 years ago. Our forefathers. In order to form a more
that Dr. L.A., I want to thank the Lord for you. You have done a yeoman's job, and you're a blessing to the kingdom and the kingdom work. And we're just so grateful to God for you, even though you make fun of the elder statesman, but we just thank the Lord for you. And then I just want to say I enjoy myself with these people of God and their these people.
Is this a benediction?
Yeah. So, yes.
May the Lord watch between you. We're not ending the show.
I just want to thank y'all for allowing me.
All right. It's a eulogy for season 3.
That's what I'm saying. We're putting this to rest right now. Like, come on, R.
Thank you. But I just want to say I enjoyed this, and I'm enjoying the journey. And the Lord has indeed been good
He's
to
a
us.
good God.
Oh my gosh! Listen, while we're gonna change the view. I also want to say thank you to Darnell Jackson.
Yes.
Legit, because look at the yeah. Go ahead, look.
The what?
There you go.
There we go. That's the jib.
I don't like cameras.
There you go.
There you go.
Jib. There he is. Thank you, husband, for really listen.
You can take me later.
This PG.
Did he do the shimmy?
We got kids watching. We got kids watching.
God likes it. He made it.
Actually, God loves it. So do I. So here's the thing.
Okay.
Look,
No, I
did
just
we not
thought we
shout out our
respect you.
wives? I'm gonna shout out my husband. Is all I'm saying.
Okay.
Hey. So here's the thing. We want to say thank you though for your dedication because
absolutely.
you don't understand what it really takes. No, seriously.
No, I'm seriously clapping my
I'm
hands.
serious.
Yeah.
Why did you have to say I was seriously clapping your hands? Why did you have to add that?
Because it's just
That's what I'm saying.
Distracted.
Like, oh my gosh.
I'm telling you.
I can't get my
But
flowers.
it takes so much work in real life to cut, splice, to make it make sense to you guys, to make it palatable.
Palatable.
And y'all like that, right?
Yeah.
And I think next season we probably should do some live shows, but I'm a little scared. So I'm not really sure we're ready for that just yet, as you can see.
Wow.
So thank you, Darnell Jackson. And then go ahead, Dr. L.A. You have the last say as always.
Well, I'd just like to thank you all. Again,
the vision that God gave to see this come to fruition, the characters, the way we have grown, the
We're
chemistry.
characters now.
Y'all are characters. Y'all are all individual characters. Y'all all bring a different something flavor to the table, and somehow you mix all this stuff together and it works, which is just crazy. But I wanted the traditional guy and R-Dub bring all of that, and I appreciate what he brings.
He's so wise.
The difference and us be able to wrestle with different aspects of the church without the different experiences. You don't have that. And so the different ages, the different experiences, traditional, contemporary, all of those things, suburban, urban, all of those things come together to have a woman that, that's so on fire, like her finger has been put in a socket. The name is absolutely Mama Spitfire. Exactly, to bring that out of all of us, because she's lively than all of us. And
yes, she is.
She brings it out of us when we all come to do this, and it could be 12 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock in the morning.
Don't tell a secret.
No, I'm just saying.
At 6 a.m.
No matter what time we do
flowers.
it.
Oh my God. Give you your flowers.
No matter what time we do this, she's always on 10.
Oh, thank you.
To take us up and bring us up to where we need to be. Give her the flowers. So she's
got the flowers.
Able to bring us to that place.
Good.
So I'm truly thankful for what
is
you bring
hilarious.
to the table to help bring that out of us and make us who we are. So next season, I'm excited.
Yes, when is it coming?
In the fall.
In the fall. We have not set a date yet,
We
if
haven't
I'm
set
correct.
a date, but it's in the fall. But there's some new stuff that's going to be flying at you. We're in discussions with an acquisition that we're making as we continue.
I'm taking my talents to South Beach
and introduce.
We are not going to South Beach.
Can I finish?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Introduce the younger generation to aspect of our church in our program.
The younger generation. So we mean the millennials.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
So we look, that millennial Gen Z voice that we're bringing to the table. Yeah. And so we're gonna be discussing that and getting creative on some things.
And bringing in other unfamiliar faces. Guys.
Unfamiliar faces.
We talk so much about that.
Yeah.
We're branching out a little bit.
Branching out, gonna bring in some unfamiliar faces. And again, if you see people, guests, authors, individuals you love to see on the show, you got to let us know. Tell them to contact us, and we can see if we can make that happen. We only do 8 shows a season, so the spots are limited.
That's it. They're limited.
And even now, we got 15 people for 8 slots for season 4.
Legit.
So if they don't respond, they will get bumped.
They'll be bumped.
And
to the
listen,
rear.
we're not bumping you on purpose. We're just like, we got to keep it moving.
We can't do the hot post. You know what I mean?
Okay. So back to me, PAP, because this is what happens when you let the men. When you let the men finish, boy, they just let them flip.
Politically correct.
We are not. You are not politically. We have
patriarchy?
some like, oh really? So anyway, look, guys, you got all of us in, KP.
What's that?
No.
Nah.
He's gonna get all of us in.
I know.
So we
All right.
just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
We want to say peace out.
Peace out.
Yes, we want to say like,
Follow,
share, subscribe. To where?
To where?
Athens Avenue Podcast. Peace.
Don't forget to make a contribution.
Oh yeah, we're changing the Cash App, so we'll give that to you next season.
Okay.
Peace. Yeah, peace.
Peace.
Okay.
Thanks.
Can I have the last word?
You gonna have last word on that now?
Ladies and gentlemen, do me a favor. Go to YouTube. Anybody that's on the Facebook feed, just go to YouTube and please go to Athens Avenue. Right now, I see 255 subscribers. And so if you have not subscribed, we want that number to go up. Please like and share.
Yes.
Listen, this is what I preach. You got a lot of pulpit pimps out there, but I'm not trying to pimp you. I'm just doing something on purpose. It does not hurt you to subscribe. You don't even have to open up YouTube, but subscribing is the best offering that you can give to them. And then secondly, also you can share some finances. finances if you would like to and support in whatever way they're doing it. I'm just saying, do me a favor and make sure you go to YouTube and hit the subscribe button. All right.
I love that.
Thank you so much.
you.
It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to take nothing away from you. It's absolutely free, but it is a big help. And the only reason you wouldn't hit that subscribe is if you got beef with any of these 4 people at the table.
Okay, so now I don't think we should give. That's what I'm saying. Why do we give the men the last word? I was trying to end
No
it.
static.
There goes the
No.
political correct.
One rose
Don't start no more
amongst
peanut.
all of the doors. Yet again.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Juan and
Oh my
Sonia.
God. That's what I'm saying. All right, we'll see y'all. Peace.
Static. No.
Peace.
I've been restored, got my joy, got my joy. I've got my joy, been restored. I've been restored. Got my joy, got my joy. I've got my joy, been restored, been restored. I've been restored. Got my joy, got my joy. I've got my joy, been restored.
Something like that.
Waiting to give you joy. This joy I have, the world didn't give to me. Oh, this joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world didn't give it away.
I've got my joy.
You better get your joy.